our lovely viewers. You are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this video, we shall be discussing how to correctly write the address of your letters. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to say what an address is, how to write a sender's address, how to write a recipient's address, use the block and slanted types of address, use the punctuated address, and an address without punctuations. With every letter you write, an address is mandatory. However, the style of writing it may differ from student to student depending on which one you prefer to use. If you're writing a friendly letter, only one address is needed, and that is the sender's address. Please do not write the recipient's address in an informal letter or a friendly letter. However, if you're writing a formal letter or an official letter, two addresses are expected. A candidate is expected to write the sender's address and the recipient's address. The address of the writer or the sender's address should be on the top right-hand corner of your sheet of paper. The address may be indented, thus slanting, or straight. Always remember that the address does not include the name of the writer. Here again, do not include your name as part of the address you're writing. No, names are not allowed as part of the sender's address. So, as we said earlier, the address of the writer or the sender's address should always be on the top right-hand corner of your sheet of paper. For instance, if this is your sheet of paper, the area that is marked green, that is where your address is supposed to be. Generally, the writer's address is set in two ways. That's the slant way and the straight way. Let's consider the following examples. Ghana Senior High School, P.O. Box 222, Tamale, 10th March 2022. This is the slanted way of writing the address. As you can see, P.O. Box 222 is not in line with the first letter of the first line of the address, which is Ghana. Also, Tamale is not in line with the first line or the second line of the address. This makes it the slanted form. But when you come to the date is not part of the address. Hence, if you decide to use the slanted form, make sure that the date is in line with the first line of the writer's address, as it is indicated here. Ghana Senior High School, P.O. Box 222, Tamale, 10th March 2022. So, 10th March 2022, the TH of the 10th should not be hanging as it is presented in this video. Please, let it be in line with all the other words in the address. The month of the year, March, or any other month, is a proper noun. Therefore, when you're writing the month of the year, always use the uppercase or a capital letter. There is an obligatory comma after the month of the year, 10th March, 2022, full stop. If you decide to write the block form, your address should appear this way: Ghana Senior High School, P.O. Box 222, Tamale, 10th March 2022. We already talked about the date. Don't let the TH of the 10th be hanging. If you're writing third, the RG should not be hanging. If you're writing first, ST should not be hanging. Other than that, the examiner will just circle it and subtract some points from your marks. This is the slanted way of writing the address. However, the date should be in line with the first letter of the first line, as it is presented in this video. Also, if you decide to use the second address, which is the block or straight one. Here, all the words must be in line with the first word of the address. Ghana Senior High School, P.O. Box 222, Tamale, 1st May 2022. All the words are in line with the first letter or the first line of the address. This is how we expect your address to look like. Once again, don't let the ST of the first be hanging. The month of the year must be in a capital letter. There is an obligatory full stop after the year and a compulsory comma after the month of the year. So, let's now address this issue. Should I punctuate the address or not? An address can be punctuated or left without punctuation marks. Both are correct and both are accepted in the examination. However, if you decide not to punctuate the address, do punctuate the date. To avoid any confusion, we always ask candidates to use the punctuated address and be free from any stress. So, if you decide to write an address with punctuations, this is how your address is supposed to look like. Tamale Senior High School, comma, P, full stop, O, full stop, box with a capital letter, 222, comma, Tamale, full stop, 2nd May 2022, 2nd May 2022. You have to observe the punctuations carefully. Once you mix them up, the examiner will circle it and subtract some points from your marks. If you decide to write an address without punctuations, we expect your address to look like this: Ghana Senior High School, Post Office Box 222, Tamale, 2nd May, 2022. Remember what we said. The date is not part of the address, so if you decide not to punctuate the address, please do punctuate the date. Always avoid these forms of writing the date, 2nd March 2022. With the first date, ND should not be hanging. March, the month of the year, should be written with a capital letter. There is an obligatory comma after the month of the year, which is absent in this case, and there is a compulsory full stop after the year 2022, full stop, which is also absent. Therefore, this date is incorrect. With the second date, 02/03/22, this should also be avoided. Never write your date in this form, or 02-02-22. Don't write your dates in this form. We always encourage students to write their dates using the first form. However, you have to make sure everything is correct. Second, ND should not be hanging. March, the month of the year, should start with a capital letter, and there is an obligatory comma after the month of the year, and a compulsory full stop after the year. Hence, we expect you to present your date like what is presented here: 20th March, 2022, full stop. This is the correct way of writing the date. Let's now talk about how to write the recipient's address. This is written on the left side below the date or the bottom left corner below the writer's address. It should come below the date of the sender's address, and it displays at the left-hand corner of your sheet of paper. The recipient's address must always show the designation of the office. For instance, if you're writing to the principal, your address should indicate that. The principal. If you're writing the letter to the director, your letter should indicate that. The director. If you're writing to the chief executive officer, your address should indicate that. Please do not write the name of the recipient as part of the recipient's address. No, we only want you to show the designation of office. Even if you know the name of your principal, don't write the name of your principal. Write the principal. If you know the name of your headmaster, don't write the name of your headmaster. Rather, write the headmaster instead of the person's name. So, when you're writing the recipient's address, we expect to see the recipient's address written on the left side below the date or the bottom left corner below the writer's address. So, the area that is marked yellow, this is where your recipient's address is supposed to be. So, don't position your recipient's address in the middle of the paper or at the right-hand corner. No, the recipient's address should be at the left side below the date of the sender's address or on the bottom left below the writer's address. So, this is how your recipient's address is supposed to look like. The headmaster, Tamale Senior High School, Post Office Box 111, Tamale. Remember, even if you know the name of your headmaster, don't write the name of your headmaster there. For instance, if your headmaster is called Mr. Abu Kofi, don't write Mr. Abu Kofi. Write the headmaster, Tamale Senior High School, Post Office Box 111, Tamale. And in writing the recipient's address, you have to observe the necessary punctuations. The headmaster, comma, Tamale Senior High School, comma, Post Office Box 111, comma, Tamale, full stop. Please, the recipient's address does not have a date. Don't write a date for the recipient's address. This is wrong, and candidates are advised not to do that. If you're writing a formal letter, this is how your addresses are expected to look like. The address on the top right is the sender's address, while the one on the bottom left is the recipient's address. Always observe the necessary punctuation. But if you decide not to punctuate it, remember to punctuate the date. The date is not part of the address. Hence, if you decide not to punctuate the address, do punctuate the date. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.